Good morning, my silky friends. How are you doing? I was going to try to go a little bit later today, but I've got amazingly stuff to do. Y'all, it is 19 degrees here. 19 degrees. This is an abomination. To anybody who lives in the South, we're not well. We're not. Okay. This is like, y'all don't understand if you're in the North, because I visited the North in big snowfalls. The humidity here makes it twice as cold. So if you hear a roar in the background, that is my heater to keep me from freezing, my space heater to keep me from freezing where I'm sitting. Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. Good morning, butterfly kisses. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing good. Lisa, good to see you. Um, and just so y'all know, I sent Low Light, I think, is gonna try to join me to discuss some stuff. And just kinda, keep it going, keep the pace. So you don't have to just look and listen to me all the time. Roberta, hey, how are y'all? You're cold at 60. Yeah, I'm cold at 62. Also, not 62, 60 also. But 40, anything below 40 here is an abomination. And it is less than half that right now. And I am not well. I am not well. So, yeah, but we've got a lot to talk about. We'll see where we get. I haven't seen Low Light come up. So where are you, Low Light? Um, oh, you've been working crazy, Butterfly? It's 23 there. Oh my gosh. Yeah. In the South, we're not well, just so you know. And cold sometimes makes people rampage. It makes me shut down. But anyway, all right. So there's a lot of stuff going on. We'll talk a little Delphi and see what happens. There's a lot of questions I have for Low Light. Good morning, Rebecca. How are you doing? Good to see you. Um, Y'all, just so you know, I did drop and if my camera goes out of focus, it's a new camera and I think I said this yesterday, I can't get it to stop autofocusing. I mean, it's great, but I wish it'd get somewhere and sit because I'm trying to sit still, but y'all know I'm a little animated. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, and the more I see, a lot of things that I find don't surprise me because I've known about it for years. But when it comes to government spending and my tax dollars, oh my God, I get furious. Like, you take enough out of me. Thank you. And I do not support these causes. Um, but yeah, there's that. We're going to talk about a little, and maybe you'll be as shocked as I am. I don't know. Um, let's see. Rebecca says, what is it? 10 here feels like -6. Oh, no. I just can't. Just can't. It was even snowing a little bit this morning. Just the humidity in the air, not sticking to anything because there wasn't enough of it. Just enough to make me ill and miserable. All right, but let's go over to X. All right, I reposted, by the way, I did drop another video on Rumble last night. I worked on it in the afternoon and evening, and it's about stuff that I don't know whether I can say on here. Probably not. I see videos about this stuff, and I'm like, on YouTube, and I'm like, how did they get by with it? Or do they just like take a strike on their channel? I don't know what they do. But I am trying to behave myself here. I am talking about on there the second part of moving of humans. And it's going to get very, very dark, just as a warning. So I don't know. Y'all may or may not want to watch it. The first two videos are not dark. I mean, they are, but not where we're going, folks. So catch up with me there. I'm going to be talking about a lot of stuff that makes people mad. Whatever. I mean, I get nothing out of Rumble, okay? Just being able to express and let people know what is going on around them. All right, but let's go back to this. Now, yesterday in our live stream, Misbehaved was in here, and I mentioned some documents. I knew I had seen them, but I could not find them again. And I thought, you know what? The two people that are likely to have this is TCD or Misbehaved. And she happened to be in here, and lo and behold, she sent me some stuff. So I did put this on X. I also put it on my community posts on YouTube so you can see the documents, read them yourself. But basically, what this is the first several here, and there is actually one missing on X because I could only upload 4. It's the request that Becky Patty made to become the guardian, the sole guardian of Liberty's property, okay, inheritance, everything. And this is acknowledging that she has sisters and a mother and all this kind of stuff. But she was granted that. And then she requests the phone records from Libby's iPhone. There's also a second document that shows where Anna Williams did the same for Abby. So, but what's interesting about this? Hey, Hiawatha. Hey, Hiawatha, I tried to send you an email. And let me see what's going on here. I tried to send you an email, and I don't know if I don't have, maybe it was a relative of yours. I don't know if, I can't remember if we have emailed before. I thought this was you. I thought we had, but I had a couple of questions for you. Like, not upsetting questions. I just mean, whatever. I just wanted to clarify something. Hey, Buckeye, let me start with saying hello to everybody. Hi, Watha, I follow you on Rumble. Yes, where I can say what I really want to. Oh, and I have a lot to say. I sure do. Gloria, hello. Oh, it's freezing in Texas. Yeah, we're not well. Hey, Four Pets, what's up? What is up with you? Anyway, outside of just speaking of emails, I got a couple of really interesting emails yesterday. I really don't know what to do with the information. It is regarding Delphi, and I'm like, how do I present this? Do I present it? Do I wait? I don't know. It's not legal documents or anything like that. Not like these. It's just very interesting. Oh, okay. Oh, wait. Hey, let's see if I can get. Hold on, low light. Let me. He's backstage. Let me see if I can get. Let's see. Right. Let me put you in a box. How you doing?
Meh, not too bad. How's the sound? Are we echoing?
I think so. I can hear you off my computer, so as long as they're not getting an echo or feedback, we're good.
Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, it's strange. I sometimes I don't know what's going on with my own system here. But how do you hear me? Am I all right?
Yeah, put in the comments, y'all. Are y'all hearing both of us okay without an echo? Let me see what they're saying before we get started. I'm glad you joined because and like I told you in my email, if you want to talk Clovis, I really know nothing about it. I would be glad for you to. And just a heads up, if you want to, I can also add a thing on here where you can share your screen if you have something that you want to show.
Well, right
Um,
now I don't really have too much that I really want to. I can share some stuff. I had sent some people some, you know, some documents, but
mhm.
you know, not really ready to go in totally on the geofence data. Um,
Okay.
you know, a lot of it. I will say that. Well, I mean, we can get into whatever. You were saying that you got. He's a little quiet, but no echo. Okay, I can turn it up a little. So you were saying you got some interesting emails.
Yeah, I did. Actually, not anybody from this country either. Um, it's given me a lot to think about and a lot of questions. So I'm trying to piece together some stuff in my head, and I don't know. I don't know. It's very, but there were some things I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. That's a question nobody's asked. Um, okay, are you? Is your volume up now?
Well, my volume is. I mean, I have family over right now, so I'll be multitasking. I'm making a
Oh,
roast and
okay.
trying to keep an eye on the Patel.
Oh
Looks
yeah.
like the Patel thing. I think maybe some other people might be interested in that. I don't know.
Are they doing the confirmation today vote?
They're right now. They're yes. They plan to. It sounded like there was also a plan to kind of stall some things out, but they're voting right now. What is whether or not they're going to limit debate over it. And right now it sits at 23 yes to limit debate and 22 no to limit debate. We'll see what
Wow.
happens. So if they limit debate, they'll be able to confirm him by 1 o'clock, I think. 1:45. Certainly by 3 o'clock today, Kash Patel would be confirmed.
I
So
sure
that's
hope
my
so.
expectation.
That's mine too, and I can't wait. I can't wait. Um, yeah, they're gonna. You're right, Hiawatha. They're gonna be harsh. Digital. Hey, glad to see you lurking, Donnie. Hello to you too. Did I say hello to Rebecca Ann? I can't remember. All right. They have to debate whether to have a debate. Okay. Exactly. All right. So this is what, as we talked about yesterday, and let me just go over here and pull this last page up. Um, this is what Misbehave sent me. Clearly you can see where Anna and Becky both uh, petitioned through the courts that Google give them the evidence on the phones or give them everything on the phones access. And so, for years we were told, well, Abby didn't have a phone. Well, here's my question. If Abby didn't have a phone, why do you petition Google? I mean, was it what is a tablet? Whatever, it's going to have some evidence on it. It's going to have who she was talking to, what they were saying, that kind of stuff. And then this right here, I don't know if y'all can see it. I'm going to read it off here because it's just really, really quick. Now, this was on February 10th. This is a request for status of aged supervised estate. All right. I'm not legal, so I'm guessing around here. The personal representative in this cause is hereby directed to provide the court with a statement as to why the estate has not been closed as required under IC 29-1-16-2. Failure to provide the court with a statement may result in the scheduling of a status conference in this case. The personal representative is given until 12 p.m. on May 21st, 2025 to provide the court with said statement, all of which is ordered on February 10th. This is signed by Judge Shane Evans. All right. So I don't understand. It's been what, all these years, and the estate isn't closed? Like what do you think that means, low light?
I have no idea.
I mean, I don't
I
either.
right. So, there's a lot of shadiness, and there's Delphi is huge, and the amount of information that can just go by you, and you never pick up on it. And some people just focus in on these little things and they know, and it's kind of their domain and they know a lot about it. And this is one of those things that I've never really been able to look. There's a lot in Discovery, and I haven't seen any of that.
Yeah.
Everybody else who's coming out with some of the stuff that I'm coming out with has been, saying something like that they're not working with defense and they're dropping caveats, and I want to drop the same thing. I'm in no way working with anyone on the defense. It is coincidence, and it's an eerie coincidence that we're all coming out with corroborating information.
Yeah.
And it's people are saying that there's an echo. So
I was going to read because I put this on my community post, and so I have a couple of people. So I've got my phone here, and I am just okay. Let me say, this is all allegedly. This is actually just what somebody else wrote. Okay, so whatever. All right, but this is what came up in my comments on YouTube. And you can go see them if you want. And one of them says she was the user of all accounts associated with the LG account. This question mark. Also, what do they mean with estate here? Is it land or just a bank account? If land, I wonder if in Carroll County or Kentucky. And Myers are related to Germans and or Timmons. Wasn't one of the Myers in the family who voted for Prosecutor McClelland in December 2017? And this is according to R&M Productions. They had a recent post on that. Wouldn't that constitute a conflict of interest for Mr. McClelland? Well, I'm just going to say it's Carroll County. And now comes the newly elected Carroll County Judge, Shane Evans, 8 years later. Why now? Good question. Good question. I had forgotten. I think I tried to bury it in my head that Shane Evans was indeed the judge there. But I don't know. Y'all comment. Let me see what y'all are saying. Does anybody know what this might be about? Okay, hi Watha. Yes, I got your email because it just came across here. Or the notification. Yeah. So we're good. We're good. I'll email you later and ask you what I was going to ask you. All right. So, and let me skip over this for just a second. I am going to go back because who was this posted? Catastrophe. I was going to listen to this a little bit. Let me turn the sound on. Why can't I hear it? Oh, wait. Well, this is talking about geofencing, and I think this is a minute and a half.
Mike Osbrook, I think, blew a lot of us away when he mentioned on a YouTube the other night, Vinny, that according to Mike, there were 2 phones in that geofence area that also appeared in the geofence area back in Evansdale, Iowa in 2012 when Lyric and Elizabeth disappeared. And our camp, our crew, has spent the last several days talking with some folks in other states. I told you a couple months ago we were looking at other cases on this. There is a very strong indication from a lot of the work we've done over the years that several cases involving missing children tie back to prepaid burner phones sharing inappropriate materials of children. And I'm telling you, we have only reached the surface on this. There is so much more to go. And when I got the call 2 days ago about what Osbrook had released on YouTube, we went back through, yet again, more notebooks. Now we've got a detective from another state reaching out saying he wants to talk to Christine, who Barb knows is my partner in anti-crime. And we've got a lot more questions. With every day and every new piece of information, every new tip that's being called in, We are nowhere near close to the truth yet. Mike Osbrook, I think.
Yeah. So I was, shout out to Vinnie Politan. Uh, you know what? When I heard this, low light, the first thing I thought about is that conversation that I told you about, which I can't say on here, okay? But you know that there was another person that reached out to me regarding Evansdale and Delphi being connected. And, I she doesn't want to talk about it on a live, and I get it. I get it. She's been burned very badly for one thing, and I completely understand. But yeah, what do you think about this? And in light of the conversation that we had and this geofencing, what's your take?
Well, I think it's sensitive information. I don't. So okay, like what your friend told you, is entirely plausible. I think if you have, say, you're a criminal organization, and occasionally you need to send a message, and sometimes that message needs to be harder than others. If you've got a person willing to harm kids, which, look, that's not a dime a dozen. So if you've got that kind of person, you keep them on a leash, you keep them for when you need them. And usually like only one person will have that guy's contact information. And so when you need to send a message or you need something to be taken care of and kids are involved, you bring them on. And one person is going to be doing that transporting and all of that. So they'll go out of state, pick them up, bring them where they're needed. And I only had one name on the geofence. I knew there was possibly two. I only knew of one. When I reached out to some other people, they confirmed the one that I had, and that was it. What Osbrook said and what has been, the other night about the two was a confirmation of that. I didn't know who that person was. And then now they're talking 8. And if I had any information on who that person was at this point, I wouldn't give it just because they might be somebody undercover. And once again, I just want to reiterate, I have no connection with the defense. Like, why would I be saying the things I say about Ferency if I had any connection with the defense? They would never want those kind of things said about Ferency.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I think it's Osbrook that's blocked me. I can't even like one of his comments on Twitter. So,
oh wow.
Yeah.
So many conversations that I have with people behind the scenes. And it's like, okay, I promise I won't say anything. But
Right.
yeah, it's like, whoo, there's so much going on in my head at this point. But I like I said, I found this extremely interesting. And man, the stuff that is coming out, of course, we all know the goal denied the motion. Who's shocked? Nobody. It wasn't me. I wasn't shocked. Let me say some stuff. Good morning, Shay Watson. Streets of Bakerfield. Hello. Oh, you're freckled. You changed my name. Hey. Okay. I'm glad you said that. Hi, Ninja Warrior. Shiloh says, going over the estate, years ago, someone posted that Libby had a house left to her from a relative, I think, and papers showing it was auctioned off by the Patties. Okay. Well, that would be some of it. For Pitt says,
so
respond
Go ahead. To this? I have no idea. I'll tell you this. I got the Clovis tip from listening to something that Christine said. So I spent this entire time looking at the third-party suspects and all of that. And then when I saw Clovis, I turned around and then for the first time looked at the victims. And that put me where I am now. I am not working with either Christine or with Erica. There are a lot of coincidences in this case. So, I think Christine said that she was working in an investigative role at that point. I mean, he might have receipts. I'd be interested in seeing that stuff. So,
Yeah. Let's see. Hiawatha. I think they're talking about Evansdale, but also the Stevenson case could be involved. They've already uh they've already kind of linked it, didn't link it, whatever. So we don't know a whole lot about that. Court of public opinion. Thank you so much. Yeah. Uh, so there you go.
I tell you
But
what we're
I
looking
think
for right now. I know that Precocent is looking for some interesting stuff. So be watching her Twitter.
that reminds me
Yeah.
that there are I daily get information from one way or another, all the many ways I can be contacted. You need to watch out for this one, you need to watch out for that one. Well, the thing of it is if you're in the Delphi community, you trust no one. You trust no one. But at the same time, I have to wonder, some of the people who are warning me, like, why are you warning me? And this is, I don't know. I'll just say I try to use common sense, y'all. Hello, Benny Beagle.
I would ask, can I ask Four Pits? Hey, Four Pits. So
Absolutely.
when you say, I get you, it's all being sent to the proper people. Do you feel that the information that she is providing right now is false, or what do you believe about the information that she's been dropping?
And I'm not sure who y'all are talking about.
So Christine, she's been on True Grit Crime. It's another place that just stays on way too late for me. I don't know how those. I try to get up around 4.
Yeah.
They don't start till 9, 10 o'clock usually.
Oh yeah,
But
I'm
she's
out.
been on there and she's been talking to people about some of this stuff here.
Okay.
Huatha, yeah. I mean, I've had to work alone this entire time. And then the other thing is, when you're a person that's getting death threats and saying some of the things that I'm saying, a lot of people won't work with you. I get blocked and refollowed by more people than anybody. Well, I don't know what other people's experience is, but I get blocked. I get rage blocked all the time. People get pissed. But I tell you what, I got laughed out of so many rooms for 10 months talking about the FBI being involved. And now it's like, it's common knowledge. But I've been banned from all the big Reddits multiple times. I love them. I'm not complaining. I respect them. And I fully understand now that some of them are more associated with the defense. And so saying those kinds of things, they have to take the high road. They got to take the high road.
That's funny. It's funny. Put that on your resume. Been kicked out of Reddit groups. But yeah, I get it. Hello to Candy. Hello to Angel.
Rather
RN.
not say, rather not.
Rather not say hello.
Okay, so Four Pits says, I know she had important info. She never handed it over to the defense. It was given to her on October 2024. She was reminded again during the trial, and after much research, she never shared it at all. I mean, I understand that you can't share what that is, and I don't doubt you because you're not sharing it with me. Who am I? I'm nobody. So I would be interested in seeing that.
Let me get my camera back in focus. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know,
So can I talk about Clovis real quick?
yeah, I was actually going to, let's see, that's something else we can talk about somewhere else. I was trying to go to yours that I reposted. I was trying to go to your geofence thing. Hold on. Here
I
we
know what
go.
you want. Yeah, there it is.
There we go. All right, tell us about this. Tell us about Clovis.
Okay, so this is the opposite end of my timeline. So if you can look at my timeline on my Twitter, if any of you want to see that, let me just repost my Twitter in chat real quick. Oh shoot, I don't know how to post that in chat, but
You can't
there we
post
go. Go to
things.
group.
I
see.
can let you share a screen though.
Nah, I just posted it in group.
Okay.
So hopefully that'll go in.
Okay.
So the other end of my timeline, the end of my timeline is Clovis, New Mexico, the fire that happened on January 12th, 2023. The beginning of my timeline would be September 2016, when a group of guys from the Wolf Pack Motorcycle Club beat and left for dead Josh Ward, who was one of their members. Oh yeah, Huada, yeah, I take no offense at all. I totally accept any apology that I don't know what it was about, and I'm sorry I missed it. But we're fine, we're good. I have no beef at all. So Josh Ward was beat to death, ostensibly for no reason, but he survived. He drags himself to a neighbor's house and he calls 911. A lot of folks know this. Well, this right here is the police report. Oh, this is not the police report from that incident. I can provide the police report for that incident as well. But after the arrest of Richard Allen, the Josh Ward leaves Delphi and goes to Clovis, New Mexico, where he moves in with 3 other people, one of whom is his girlfriend. They move into a non-attached garage on the 500 block of Wallace Street, Clovis, New Mexico. And one night at about 2 a.m., a fire starts after a popping sound is heard. The fire is still under investigation, so we know that it was not a meth fire. This is 2 years out. When I started making calls down to the Clovis, the detectives and the fire marshal down there, that's when I started getting death threats.
Wow.
Yeah. And they were good enough, but they were providing me with some of this information that I have on screen here. I can provide you with the call logs and that sort of thing. If you want them, I can
Let me
shoot
pull
them
this
over in
up
your,
a little bit. So this was back in
DM.
2023?
Correct. So
Okay.
what you'll notice here on the, and if you go to my Twitter, you'll see his girlfriend's name is Alana. In this, they call her Alana Ward, I believe. All occupants, I think, died of smoke inhalation within 4 to 6 minutes, which is fast. So there was some kind of accelerant used. These people know fire, man. These people know fire. So they knew that night that her name was Alana. It took them up until, I think, March to actually identify her and get the bodies back and lay them to rest. So I've heard rumors that the state of Indiana was slow walking and eventually destroyed the dental records that New Mexico needed to investigate the case. She has a history with CSAM material, producing CSAM material, or producing, distributing, or at least owning, having it on a computer. And I have those cases linked on my Twitter as well. It's a lot of that overlap in these cases is interesting. So as soon as RO was arrested, Ward got out of town 2 months later. True. There you go. Yep, McFarland.
Wow. Well, just the the video that we just watched about Evansdale and the geofencing talks about it being a much bigger connection with CSAM and things like this. So, although Carroll County wants to make Delphi look like, oh, it's just one lone perpetrator, two little girls, uh, they're trying so hard to hide the rest of the story, which, like Doug Carter said, I think maybe the only true thing Doug Carter ever said is tentacles. That might be the only truth we ever heard out of him. But, definitely as things are coming to light and you start seeing, even when it comes to the Flora fire, you know,
Sure. Well, Four Pit says he has peeps in Clovis. I mean, I'm interested in seeing all that. I would love to see, I mean, sometimes when you know some things, the best thing to do is just drop bombs and chat. I would definitely watch Four Pit's,
yes.
content if he started putting some stuff out. Yeah.
I think it's dangerous. I mean,
so my theory is that the wolf pack, and some of this is more than theory, but so I'll just say that some of this is more than circumstantial, but I think the wolf pack were the eyes and ears there. They were tasked that this murder was planned a long time before it took place. That whatever criminal organization south of the border was running that cartel franchise had everybody's phones monitored all the time. So they would have known who those girls were flirting with. They would have known where those girls were going to be. And they moved in when they needed to move in. And then they put the bodies on Ron Logan's property, dressed up the crime scene to look like the Vinlanders had done it, to frame the Vinlanders and Ron Logan for whatever they had going on there. And they were the original patsies. Now, the FBI on the other side of this whole thing, unbeknownst to, completely unrelated, the FBI was working the Vinlanders, trying to get them to do violent stuff like the FBI old standard operating procedure is to do. They succeeded in getting them to turn violent at Charlottesville. And at Charlottesville was when the investigation shut down. So if you look at my timeline, there's the murder, then there's Charlottesville, then all the investigations of all the guys who were connected to Charlottesville and the Vinlanders got shut down and lost. And just a few days later, Director Ray says they have over 1,000 investigations going on, domestic terrorism against white supremacists.
I didn't know who was at Packers. Thank you, Streets. Hello, Precocent. Samantha, good to see ya.
Oh, where's
Glad you're
Precocent?
here.
Hey,
And
there she
Pam.
is. What's up?
Yeah. So, where do you think it? I don't know. Where do you think it's heading from here? Do you think with Vinnie Politan getting involved that we're going to see more connections between Evansdale and all these places?
Yes.
I hope so.
I think look, I believe that Richard Allen will be free this year.
I hope so.
I believe that if Richard Allen is indeed innocent, he will be free this year. And I believe that you're going to see, we've already seen some strange violence in the Delphi community already, but I would expect to see some possible fires and some suicides, that sort of thing. But public officials, I can only hope, because I feel like they are the ones who are truly responsible. Even beyond, the victimology, I think that the public officials that were looking the other way ought to be scared, and they shouldn't trust one another right now. I wouldn't trust my secretary if I was Nick McClellan.
For sure. For sure. I bet she has a lot to say, or she could say. I'm sure she won't say. But hello, Sarah. Yeah, it's in, let's see.
Yeah, good point,
According
Precocent.
the VSC disbanded. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yes. They were
Um,
folded into a larger program called Operation Signature Reduction. Speaking of stuff that would have gotten you killed if you said it last week, you can say it on the day that Kash Patel is being confirmed. Operation Signature Reduction. Look it up. You won't
did you
find
say
it.
signature reduction?
Operation Signature Reduction. So it's a arm of the military that is undercover and working here amongst all of us. Well, like you and I know them as Antifa and the American Guard. So the idea on the right that Black Lives Matter and Antifa is a bunch of Europeans running around burning down black neighborhoods. You can thank Operation Signature Reduction, and if you want to thank the American Guard for running around with baklavas over their face, that's also Operation Signature Reduction. So anybody who wasn't arrested and didn't flip, well, I mean, they got arrested and everybody who got arrested and flipped went into Operation Signature Reduction. So that is your Patrick Westfalls. That's folks like that.
Okay, let me say, y'all know I have to say it. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Do your own research, find out if it's true. It's allegedly. Once again, y'all, if I disappear from here, you know where to find me.
So signature reduction was the umbrella term. I don't know what the actual program is right now, but signature reduction is what it's under.
Rather not say this is low light recovery. And I will change the thumbnail and everything. I wasn't sure if he was going to join when I made that. So,
How do I not say
yeah.
I'm low light?
You can find him on Rumble as low light, or you can find him as the virtue signal, right?
Yeah, the virtue signal is, well, so right now Twitter is kind of like where I'm hanging out. I'm going to hang out until there's movement on Delphi, and then I'm going to just kind of go back to low light recovery. Yeah.
Safe. Me too, Court. Yeah, me too. Honestly, within the first month of me looking into the Delphi case after Alan was arrested, that was my opinion, and I have not wavered from that. All right. Yeah. And Four Pits, he look, kudos.
Lisa.
You are amazing, Four Pits. I know it's very dangerous what he says, and I know he probably can't say everything that he wants to. I don't know. Maybe he does. Who knows? But,
wait.
Yeah, that's why you don't see him. Like, look, we know Delphi is treacherous. I actually decided not to cover Summer Wells because I heard that community was awful, treacherous, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, well, I'll cover Delphi. I had no idea what I was getting into. So, yeah. And you've heard people say it. Y'all know. It's insane. Okay. Let's see. Wait. Okay, Precocent says. Derek Kelly, let's just go ahead and put you up here. I hope the government happens on your content and shuts your channel down because you're being ridiculous. Yeah, you've put a lot of comments on my videos lately. Whatever. I'm guessing that you are one of the Carroll County crew of future convicts. What about that?
I mean, Derek, like seriously, like just drop receipts. How is it being ridiculous? I just want to know. I mean,
Whatever.
it's easy to drop an ad hominem like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's what people do when they don't have an argument, typically, is just attack the messenger.
Exactly. Exactly. Let me go while we're talking Delphi. Let me just go real quick. We talked about that yesterday. Probably not gonna. Anything else that? Yeah, I feel like I liked what you said here, low light. No more preaching to the choir. That's the thing. That is the thing. Um, so many of us are talking to people who like we're of the like same mind, and so we want to get some other people involved,
Hey,
right?
actually, click on that, please. So that is the most important tweet that anybody can look at. So go and find out who I was talking to there. So the last 6 months,
Is
I
this what you're
spent
talking
time.
about?
No. The tweet. So his name is Zach, and he is talking to right there, Zach Payne, and
Okay.
he's talking to Andrea Burkhart.
Okay.
So for the last 6 months, so if you can like and retweet this, everybody, and if you want to do me any solid, if I never ask you to do anything, this is the one thing, and that's go to my Twitter, find this Zach Payne tweet, and retweet it and like it. I spent the last 6-8 months talking to this guy about Delphi, and you know how I am. Like if I'm in your inbox, I'm in your inbox. Well, he and I have had some conversations about Delphi, and I've been having interviews with people, and I even asked you to do this to talk about your experience. But we go on a private chat, and then he is the only person who's had access to those chats. So he's been learning about Delphi. This guy had 250,000 followers when he was kicked off YouTube for telling the truth about COVID.
Wow.
He lost everything on Twitter. He lost everything. All
you
of
can't say
his
that
business,
word.
he lost it all and had to go over to Rumble and rebuild. He's now sitting at like 200,000 followers or so, and he has a website. So he's very much on the right wing, but he's got a huge following, and he talks to Kash Patel. He's already interviewed him 4 or 5 times, something like that. So I, obviously, like, I'm not all that great on camera. You know, I have some weird tics, like scratch, and sometimes I echo, but she is so on point, and I don't think there's a better communicator in our midst. Who do we want telling our story?
Yeah.
Who would better tell our story than Andrea Burkhart? And so I'm trying to I've done everything I could do to put those two in their orbit so that they could do an interview about Delphi, and that maybe Kash Patel would not hear about Delphi from some evil cog in ISP, but hear it from one of us. So please, I say all that to please like and retweet that at Andrea Burkhart.
Hello, Yaya Kelly. Hello, Sarah. RC99.
Is criminality in here lurking? I gotta know.
Do we have any what?
I said, is criminality in here lurking? I gotta know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Definitely. Look, I lurk. I'm no shade to those lurkers.
Yeah.
I lurk. I don't have a lot of time to lurk. And, people have, said, I think you were, you made a comment on something. Was this you? No. If I am going to make a comment on anybody's live stream, I'm not going to go under another account unless I do it. Sometimes I do it from my personal account, and I'm like, oh, crap, I didn't realize I was on that one. And I have to go back. I always come under Silky Southern Tea. I am never going to come under any other name. Okay. Just so y'all know. People out here that have these names that have sweet tea and all this kind of stuff. That's not me. That's not me. If I am going to say something, I want you to know who I am. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see. Um, okay. Let me go back to where I was. Oh no, how do I get there? There we go. All right. Um,
I
anything
hear a
else?
kitty cat.
Anybody? What?
I said I hear a kitty cat.
Yeah, she's disturbed. Yeah, no, you're not going out. Oh my
Donnie,
gosh.
that's funny. I lurk, but not on the good side. I've had so much fun going over to the other side for a minute. Like I got some serious flack, but going over to Frank's and Intuition's place, I learned a lot. Those people are just literally told all day to not come over here and listen to anybody. They spend their whole stream saying that they're going to get over there and confuse you. And but I really feel like one of the things that's got me convinced that Richard Allen is going to get off is how both Frank and Sleuth Intuition are leaving the door open for this whole Dropbox thing to actually play out and be true. I think the state wants nothing more than to get out. And if they could make a deal and get out, but I think it's too late. I don't know. Some of them have their head too deep. And now Kash Patel's coming in, and you've got like what, 3 things in Indiana right now that are blowing up. Matthew Huddle. There was another guy who threatened Trump's life, or Patel's life, or Trump's life, Elon Musk's life, and then you have Richard Allen. So there are a lot of eyes in the Justice Department are looking at Indiana. I bet there's a lot of pucker in Allen County.
I hope so, and I hope that Cash. Yes, okay, she's joined me now. Say hello.
Yeah, kitties.
Say hello, Sachi. Yeah, she's. I don't know. She gets crazy and cold.
A lot of people were saying. So a lot of people took flack early on for saying that these things, Delphi, Evansdale, these places are connected. So what do you think?
Are you asking the chat?
Yeah, I'm asking you. I'm asking, anybody, everybody. Like, what do people think? It's pretty wild, huh?
Yeah. And I'm just waiting for the moment that I can jump up and down, yay, when Kash Patel is confirmed. I know, I've said this, I know there's a lot of things on his, there's a lot of things on his plate. I get that, but I hope that Indiana is one of them soon at least.
A lot of us have worked like so hard on this thing for so long. And I look at creating content. I look at reposting, being a line sitter, watching other people's content, because we do that. Like if somebody's talking about Delphi, we bounce around from place to place to place to show support. So we've been doing this thing for a long time, and we've been doing it kind of across the aisle because a lot of us fall into different political spectrums. And it's my hope that, with the thing over on Rumble, Zach is definitely, has a political bent, but he wants to start talking about this stuff. And he's talking about it to some of the people at the highest levels. And here's the thing, nobody knows this case better than we do. So I'm talking to the cranks out there. Like if he does talk Delphi and he has Andrew Burkhart on there, please come over to the chat, respect the space, and just unload on people and let them know what's going on. And because the more people, the merrier.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not surprised. The same reason he got banned is why I'm in jail. So, by the way, we're not supposed to say that word. It's the beer virus.
Oops.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's okay.
I'm not good on people's streams. Like, I totally understand why some people won't have me on, and I don't. I'm grateful that you do. I understand why some people won't, because I'm probably not good for the money.
Yeah. Well, me either. That's why I work a job. I can't. Let's see. Yes, Hiawatha. If you pay attention to at Justice Served Daily, you'll see that every single day in Indiana, people are being arrested for hurting children. And Justice and I have done some streams together. Now I don't know where she stands now. I haven't talked to her in a while, but Justice, um, and I used to talk a lot, and she did disagree. She thinks that Richard Allen is guilty, or she did last time I talked to her. I don't know how she stands now, but what I am going to say is, we can differ in opinions as far as that, but if you go and watch Justice, man, you're going to be horrified at the number of people missing, and all of it's horrendous. It is horrendous. So shout out to Justice Served Daily. Check her out. I think if they put some of this stuff together with Delphi and Evansdale and other places, I think, it should be a very valuable resource, because she puts it together for sure. All the
Hey,
stuff.
let me ask you: Did I make Four Pits angry? Did he leave or something? I noticed that you said something about talking dangerous stuff, and I'm looking
Uh,
for him, and I don't see him in there anymore.
he may just, like I said, he has a lot of volatile information, so sometimes he pops in and out. Okay,
Yeah,
he may be
yeah, I
lurking.
like Four Pits.
I don't know, but yeah, it's difficult for him.
I can't imagine.
That's why I
can't
just let
imagine.
him say what he wants, and then otherwise,
Yeah.
I keep it. Okay, low light.
Do I see Doug's plans to be governor of Italy? You know what? I had no idea that he wanted to be a governor. We'll see. We'll see what the people of Indiana say. That'd be an interesting race to watch. That would be an interesting race to watch. Wow. I didn't even know. I had no idea.
I didn't either. I will say this though, and I don't know. Bye, Yaya. I don't know if you're even still here. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if we said something, but I appreciate you. I do, and I appreciate everyone. We can have different opinions. All right, I'm gonna have mine. I'm gonna stand by mine until I find out if I'm wrong. Then I'll apologize. But
yeah.
Otherwise, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, have you ever seen, what is his name, y'all, in chat? Put it up here. His name was Tori. He is no longer alive. And I thought for a while his videos on YouTube were taken down. But this is an older guy. He has a lot to say about really devastating stuff. And Doug Carter is mentioned. Now, when I first saw Tori and his videos, this was like way before I started YouTube, and before I even got into the Delphi case. And so he named so many people. I didn't know who Doug Carter was, but I did recognize his place in government. Okay, so I knew that he was somebody major. I didn't know how Delphi, but if what Tori says is true, you'd have a completely different understanding or a completely different view. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go. Low light is, I don't know where, but he said he had stuff going on. I'm gonna change the subject, okay? Because we're gonna talk about some stuff. Did y'all see this? Did y'all see this? This was I don't know if this one is not I do have the news report on this. I don't know what I can say on here. Again, you know where to find me. But did you see how this is just a report from News Now, from Fox 10 in Phoenix? They are saying, and there is a video about this, and I have reposted it, so you'll find it. that Obama's birth certificate was changed. He was never born in the U.S., so was never a real president. Now, I know there's been controversy over this for years and years. All the way back to what, 20, I don't even know what it was. She's just not going to leave me alone, is she? But even Trump said back in those days that remember the big Trump scandal? Everybody laughed, and they're like, Trump's like, he wasn't born here, and he tried to disprove it. Well, now it's coming out. Now, in my opinion, there's no reason that it should have taken this long. I think you could have experts look at it. I don't know. But this is a whole thing. So what do y'all think? What I did find interesting, and this is why I reposted this one. So if that is true, and this is according to Whiplash 347, everything he signed will be reversed. And I believe that has to be true, right? Because if they deem him not eligible to be president, then everything he did would have to be null and void, right? Are you back? I'm sorry, I can't.
I am back. Can you hear me?
This is the entertainment I've been providing. The cattail in my face. But I don't know. What do you think? This is coming out in the news. This is from Fox 10, and let's see.
I'll say this: there are some people in the Delphi community that are kind of coming in on the scene right now and branding themselves as experts in this kind of thing. And I would challenge them to take the original file, throw that into their Photoshop, and do a live stream and explain what they find.
Okay, let me look at. So I wish you could highlight some of this stuff because I don't know that I'm saying exactly. Hello, Jake Brooks. I'm trying to figure out
about
what you're saying.
Reversing everything that was said. Listen. They have to have continuity of government. Imagine if Kash Patel came in and just pulled out every corrupt politician in Indiana, you wouldn't have much of Indiana left, right? You'd be holding elections for the next year.
Hello, Grizz. Let's see. Make sure.
What
Okay.
file, Grizz? I'm saying the file that this person's talking about here, that is on Silky's screen. I would like to see one of the experts in Delphi that are experts in photo manipulation and such take a look at that file. Oh no, you're fine.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, and there is somewhere, we will get back to this. There is, and I'll leave it so you can get the link of the whole news report on this. I think there's one news report that's like an hour long, and I'll be honest, I have not. I didn't know I wasn't following that one, but it's like an hour long. So I'm like, I don't have that kind of time, y'all. But we're gonna also look at some other stuff and the reasons. So we're gonna stop Delphi for just a second, although I know it's gonna come back up because y'all and I do too. Y'all, if you still have something you want to talk about with Delphi, go right ahead, put it in the chat. Now this, okay, let me just ask you, Lowlight, what do you think about all of the Doge stuff coming out, all of the missing millions, billions of dollars? You have a opinion?
Well, some of it's worse than I expected. I was pretty sure what was going on, man. I tell you what. So I think what we're going through right now is the plan. It's the wow. If you look up back in the 50s and 60s, they were talking about the managed decline of the United States, that in order to bring about global governance, you couldn't have one one nation you couldn't have superpowers. So they're wondering how are they going to manage the decline, and I think that we're going through that. And I've always said, that the left was created to be.
I lost everybody.
So I'm trying to stay as far out of like the political realm of like rage bait and making people angry. Like I'm trying to stay as apolitical about Trump and Biden and Kamala Harris as possible, because I want people to hear what I'm saying about the FBI's involvement in Delphi more than anything else. So
Okay.
I'd rather,
Okay.
and as far as like how I feel about Doge and those kinds of things, someone will turn me off right away if I say I like it or if I hate it,
Right. I get it. Let's see. Ooh, I can't say that. I cannot read this out for pits. But y'all, he made a statement about a John Albaugh. Is that how you say that? Albaugh? Yeah. And I'm interesting. Very interesting.
I'm trying to copy that.
I know, right?
Hey, V, what's up?
I don't think I have that option. Let me see. Oh, copy comment.
In here.
Let me see if I can post that. Hold on. I'm playing. Let me see if I can if I can actually copy that comment to go back and look at. There we go. I've got it on a little notepad. There we go. Hey, Caddy. Good to see you. Rebecca Ann, good to see you. Oh, really? You know what? I'm copying all your comments for further. If y'all are on the replay, please put chat on, because I'm just telling you, you're gonna want to see some of this.
Silky's comfy, but her comment section is spicy. Let me tell you.
It always is. It always is. So I feel bad for the people that listen to this on who just listen to it like on podcast, because it is you're missing the comments. There's a lot of things that I can't say out loud, and comments are spicy, especially when they come from Four Pits. Yeah, so I understand. Okay, you're trying not to be political. I'm when I say I trust nobody, that's what I mean. Okay, do I support certain things? Absolutely. And do I support illumination, let's say, of what is going on with stuff? It really, really I mean, I don't care. Jay says, yes, when you work 3 to 4 months out of the year just to pay taxes to a government that's been throwing our money away on BS and corruption and not bettering our own country, we deserve to be irate. 100%, Jay, 100%. So let me look at this. And I understand if you don't want to say much, low light. But this is one of the things. And I think these kind of things, when it comes to Medicare, Medicaid, that kind of stuff, because I've worked in healthcare for many, many years, and I see the real person. I see the real person in the office that cannot afford their medication, or that is denied a medication, which I'm not big on medicines anyway. I'll just tell you that. Y'all probably know that about me. I'm not big on pharmaceuticals. But if you're looking at somebody who needs a certain drug and they literally cannot afford it, just, remember just a few years ago when the whole EpiPen drama was, and I don't even know what they cost now. I have a friend who has 3 kids who are deathly allergic to like bees and wasps and stuff. And all of a sudden you couldn't get an EpiPen for less than, what was it, like $600? I mean, it was insane. Things like this make me angry. So they're talking about a specific pharmaceutical called pirfenidone, and Medicare filled it 85,000 times in 2022 and an average cost of $8,000 for prescription. The normal cost without insurance, only $200 to fill. Okay. And just an FYI, if y'all have, even if you have insurance, sometimes these prescriptions are way more. Your copay is still outrageous. Check into the Good RX app and you can see what it's going to be. You can look around all your pharmacies and see what it's going to be. But basically, if you didn't have insurance, now I'll tell you, this is 100% the truth, Lowlight, when it comes to medical. If you have a MRI or a CT scan or a PET scan or anything, any of these things that a lot of times you absolutely must have, they will charge the insurance like 3 times the amount. But if you go in there saying you don't have insurance and you're going to pay out of pocket, they will they will do it at a very reduced cost, sometimes only a couple of $100, as opposed to, 4,000 or 5,000. And so, like I said, this pirfenidone, $8,000 per prescription, $200 if you pay out of pocket. All right. So they're saying that if we filled all 85,000 prescriptions, it would cost $17 million total, a difference of $663 million every year. And I'm not afraid to say it. I've said it on here many times when we're talking medical. The medical, medical is a racket. I've said it from the time way back in the day when I first got into nursing. I quickly realized it was a racket. So it goes so deep. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Such as this, Samantha, you couldn't afford your RA medicine without insurance. It's over $6,000. Yeah. And some of the, but what you also have to realize about medical is you're not just paying for the cost of the drug. You are paying for the cost of the research that they did 10, 15 years. You're then, okay, so you've already got a lot of money invested in a potential pharmaceutical. They don't really know if it's going to work or not until they test it for many years. That's the way it's supposed to be. Which would lead you to question lead you to question some things that were manufactured quickly. All right. Regular drug testing takes years and years to get approval by the FDA. Now, after that drug is approved and they've paid all these researchers all these years and done all this testing, then you have the marketers. Okay. I used to be a marketer, but not for pharmaceuticals, it was healthcare, but not for prescriptions. And I'm really happy about that. So you have to get this out there. Not only is it the commercials that we all see on TV, but it is also the individual marketers, and they have a pretty nice budget. They have samples that they give out to doctors. They bring the doctors and the whole staff of the offices, each little office, they'll bring lunch for everybody. They'll cater it out. They give you pens and pads and all this kind of stuff, with their name on it. So you're always reminded, hey, there's this new medicine for this certain condition. Well,
I've been fed by many a pharmaceutical rep.
You what?
I've been fed by many a pharmaceutical rep.
Me too. I mean,
Well
hey,
said.
if you're working at an office, like, it's a perk. Like, oh yeah, the drug rep's bringing us lunch. Woohoo! It's going to be good. Probably something that you don't have all the time. I mean, is it? Yeah, it's a big perk if you work in a doctor's office or you're in some kind of healthcare field that they're trying to reach you. But the who pays for that? The individual who is getting the prescription. So if you can't get samples and your insurance says, oh, by the way, this isn't covered, so your copay is still going to be $200, you're paying for all those lunches and all the research and all the marketing and all the television commercials. You see, that is a problem to me. It really is. And I think that big pharma needs to be reined in. All right. Yeah, Hiawatha, exactly. And sometimes you do get them to send stuff to you. Um, let's see. I'm behind on your chat. So anyway, this ticked me off. Yeah, Eloquent. Hey, if you can get Eloquist, Nancy Drew, at $200 a month, that is a steal, because what we're paying to get it for my patients is $900 a month. $900 a month. Jake Brooks, you be amazed at what a dozen donuts has gotten me over the years. Yeah. Hey, I'm going to tell you something. Exactly. And that goes for all medical marketing. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out there. Just so you know, I've been on this before. Okay. So everybody was upset. Listen to this. I mean, this is just, I don't care what side of politics you're on. This is insane. All right. So looking into Social Security fraud, the record topper is, there is one person on Social Security who is 360 years old, which is approximately 110 years older than our country. So, you look at stuff, and then all these people got mad. I saw all these tweets, low life, about, oh, Trump is cutting Social Security, and these are our, look, I have a mom on Social Security. Like, I feel her pain on what she has to live on. And so, I'm like, that's terrible. But they're saying, oh, they're taking the money away. Well, what they didn't tell you is those people that they cut the Social Security checks off were over 150 years old. As we know, people don't live that long. So, you had so much in there. I mean, 360 years old is, again, like somebody said, are we just, keeping these vampires alive? I mean, I don't know. Do we have a lot of these? Let's see. Yeah, I know. And the turn downs, it's insane. Low light, where are we standing on cash? Any more news?
So I think they voted to limit debate. So the expectation is still that this afternoon they will vote to confirm. So somewhere around between 1 to 1:45, expect the vote. I would expect.
Okay. I'm hoping, my fingers are crossed. Now.
Well, we'll see. I think the ISP, the new superintendent, has telegraphed some of these changes already. My concern is that the AG of Indiana, for whatever reason, has been unable to make the changes that need to be made or do whatever in Delphi that needs to get done. It might be above his pay grade. I don't know.
Am I mistaken, or was it the governor? Who just got in trouble? One of them just got in trouble. Was it the AG or was it the governor? I think it was the governor of Indiana.
For
just
what?
Got busted with something. Allegations, whatever. I'm like, I don't even think I retweeted that. I'm like, well, shocker, right? Shocker. Yeah. So then yesterday we started talking about cloud seeding and chemtrails, which I'm not really sure I can talk about, But I did find this interesting, and it is something I will be talking about on my other space. Um, but for years, people said, and I don't know if you have an opinion or if you even want to talk about your opinion, Lowlight, on whether this is possible. But for years, people told me, oh, that's not possible. They can't cloud seed. There's no such thing. Well, it's everywhere now, it's everywhere in print. Um, and so, did you know, though, that it is like, I've got some articles here that shows that it is a government funded thing, and if they're not here, they're in my tabs.
Well, I can't add this. I can tell you that well, I think it was after the Civil War, they were realizing that certain cannon, like gunpowder additives, like they would, after battles, they would have rain. And
Really?
so, yes, early on they understood this, and now they're doing some of that with planes, and that's been going on for a long time. There's also been programs for global warming to try and reflect some of the sun's. A lot of all that's open source and all that's out there in the public sphere. A lot of things will get called conspiracy theories that are true.
Yes.
How much of what I see, you know, are they poisoning the population and all of those things? I have no, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like cloud seeding, like some early victories in Vietnam were the result of washing out Viet Cong's ability to tunnel and well, just there were some early victories in Vietnam that were the result of cloud seeding. I'll just say that.
Yes. And also on, I did a video. It is over on Rumble, and it's the one about the fog, but it talks about it is the in writing proof that during the 40s and 50s the government was releasing this substance, and it's completely legal. They said, oh, it's innocuous, it won't hurt anybody, it's completely safe. Well, it turns out it wasn't safe. And so this is back, what, now we're talking about 70 years ago. Come on, y'all, get with the program. But and I will tell you, I'll probably do this on when I do another video on that over there. I had Yoli Yo Law. She's been a guest on here before. Love Yoli. We have a good time. She is an attorney far away from here. So I don't know if she'd want me to say. She probably doesn't mind. But anyway, she sent me some pictures of clouds after this. She was listening in yesterday. So if you're lurking today, Yoli, hello. But she sent me some pictures of the sky and the trails that were going over yesterday. So I thought that was very interesting. Yeah. I didn't know that about the war, though. That's very good information. And then we have the bird flu, which I probably am not going to be able to talk about. I don't know. I'm just.
So for me right now, the important thing to Delphi is we have this real brief window of time where the most powerful people in the world are going to be hearing us. And right now, that conversation, like it or not, is happening over on Rumble. So right after this confirmation, there are going to be quite a few of these people engaging podcasts and podcasters, and us being in the chat rooms talking about this stuff. I'm not talking about come to my channel. I'm not talking about join my channel. None of that. You can block me for all I care. But this guy, Zach Payne, that I'm trying to introduce Andrea Burkhart to, he's got 200,000 followers. 20,000 people will watch him every evening talk about the news for 4 or 5 hours. And we're on Rumble. If you go to my Twitter and you find the pinned post is me John Cusack with the boombox up over his head and follow that post, you'll see Zach has sent her a message saying, I would love to talk to you about Delphi. Now, we've got a guy here who talks to Kash Patel, talks to members of the administration, and the goal is to get, I don't know anybody that can talk better than Andrew Burkhart. She's a genius, and she's an amazing orator. And having her tell our story, tell the story of Delphi, tell the story of all the things that have been going on that platform to someone that talks to Kash Patel, I don't think that can go wrong. I think that's like the right thing to do every single time. And so regardless of how we feel about our politics, engaging those people. So this is a guy that I've been talking to for about the last 6 months for people who are just coming in. And I've been talking to him, not like publicly, but just with emails. And I've been doing private streams with people in the Delphi community who know certain things. And the only person who's been able to access those streams has been this guy. And recently on his program, he's started talking about Delphi, and he started talking about the war going on with the cartels south of the border. A lot of that investigative juice is going to be coming north next. So everything you're seeing south of the border against the cartels who have been labeled terrorist organizations, any of this cartel franchise that was operating in the northern Indiana, whatever public officials were looking the other way for money, they should be worried.
Yeah.
And that's as political as I get.
I'm
My
sorry,
Twitter is noble_lie_.
Is that what you are on Rumble?
Yeah, at noble lie.
Okay. All right. I didn't. I've seen that. I was kind of confused because I know you said the virtue signal, and so yeah. All right.
Yeah, the virtue signal is my way of like keeping this political stuff off of my recovery related stuff.
Okay.
Hey, Nancy Drew.
All right.
Pam.
Yeah. You got it. You do what you got to do.
Yep.
I thought this was interesting. If you will actually go to my retweet on this, and I don't know what I can say, but there you can see this in print. You can go to zerogeoengineering.com, but it has the link in this tweet. Shay, I did not know that they paid animators to airbrush in those things on older shows to make it look like they've always been there. I have not heard such a thing, but I am not shocked. Okay, I'm just telling you.
It's not all
I'm
they
not
put in
shocked.
Disney shows.
Let's see. Okay. All right. Let's see.
Yeah, I have the virtue signal, and then I have low light recovery on Rumble.
All right. I've got some. Let me just go back out of here.
So those who were wondering, the Senate has voted 51-47 to limit the debate around Kash Patel. And they will probably fall, that exact vote will probably be the same vote that votes to confirm him around 1 to 2 o'clock today.
And I probably, because tomorrow's my last day off, I'll probably go live sometime tomorrow, and we'll talk about, we will talk more political, unless something happens with Delphi. I just wanted to throw this up here. Did y'all see this? I'm looking for the one. I don't know if I reposted it. Did you see though, low light, where they had this huge flood in Michigan, and then it froze, and like literally there are cars in the middle of the street frozen, like in a block of ice. Have you seen that on X?
I haven't.
It's insane. Like people can't get out of their house.
I've been working on other stuff, like I do a lot of fermenting. I'm fermenting blueberries and make sauerkraut and canned food and stuff like that. So
Oh,
I'm
cool.
kind of a nerd.
Sauerkraut is so very healthy for you.
That's why
Um,
I make it.
yeah, my grandmother and my mother used to make it. I haven't made it. I do prefer theirs, the homemade and canned, than I do. I'm not a big fan of, you know, when I say canned, I mean canned from home, home canning. Uh, I'm not a big fan of the stuff that you buy at the store for the most part, but it is good. My grandmother used to swear that it would cure anything. Well, she was right about a lot of it. A lot of it is, but I'm probably gonna let's see. Just want to make sure that I'm not missing
So you're saying that
anything.
there was a flood in Michigan that froze over? And then there's
Yes,
also these floods happening in Kentucky.
yes, yes. Um, Kentucky and West Virginia, and immediately a lot of the people from North Carolina, a lot of the people that were helping got sent over here. Um, this was in the last few days to both of those places. Um, let's see. We'll talk about probably none of this. Okay. Probably none of this. All right. So, let me just go back to here. Where am I at? All right. And I don't have it set up for another scene. I had to redo. It was crazy. My computer was nuts yesterday, and I didn't have a guest on with me, so I don't have a scene set up for that. So you'll have to. Maybe I can make us bigger. Um, Anything else that's on y'all's minds? Uh, Before we get out of here, I'm hoping. I am honestly hoping. Wait, what is this? Let's just get rid of this. Hold on. There we go.
Hey, court of public opinion. So I would give my email out, but I'd rather give my Twitter out right now. So if you can find me on @NobleLie, are you able to put that up as a link?
Yeah, let me
Okay. So if you want, my DMs are open. Feel free to DM me anything you want.
let me see. On Twitter, let me find it. Give me just a second. Is it NO? Oh wait, there we go. Okay, I didn't realize it said
Noble Lie.
Noble Lie, because I just always see you as Low Light Recovery.
Yeah.
Let me I'll put it in the chat. Where did you get that name, Noble Lie?
Well, a noble lie comes from Plato's Republic, I think.
Oh, okay.
And it's a lie told to maintain social cohesion. Like Pharisee. Like Delphi. So
I'm
let me
gonna
just
put.
say real quick, and just for everybody here, maybe let me make the disclaimer everybody else is making, because it is important. I have no connection whatsoever to the defense, or even like defense investigators or other creators. It is a coincidence. Last night I joined some of Gritty True Crime, and the hair on my arms was standing up. I've taken cues from certain people as to kinds of things that I should be saying. And I was unaware that there were 8 individuals that is cross-referenced on a geofence. I was only aware of 1. I heard rumors of 2, but I could only confirm 1. And when I reached out to other people in the community, they confirmed to me the one that I had. But when Michael Osbrook said 2, that was the first time I heard from someone who is connected to the defense who has looked at the discovery that it was confirmed to me. So I consider that kind of a confirmation. Someone in the defense who's looked at the discovery. 8, which is what Politano is saying, or Erica is saying, that's that clues me in that I'm not going to say anything at all about who it is, because there's probably undercovers working that.
The recent arrest.
I saw that as well. I don't know about
recent arrest? What does that mean, Lisa? Okay. Yeah, I don't know what arrest. I'll tell you what though. Here, one of the biggest media outlets in Alabama is al.com. So there's like a lot of news for everywhere. They just had a huge bust of the police department in Coleman. No, not in Coleman, but in Hanceville, which is like they kind of run together. The police chief, I have to say this carefully. The police chief, a lot of the officers, and the chief's wife, or one of the officers' wives, somebody, they just got busted for using their computer knowledge of people to do illegal things, to get illegal substances. There was a huge problem with that, and it actually, the amount of stuff that they were getting in caused, this is what we understand now, caused the death of one of the dispatchers, taking too much. You can imagine what kind of substances they were getting, and also really interfering in crimes, court records, all this. Honestly, it sounds like Carroll County. And so everybody in that area is online. The people are revolting, and they're saying that, the whole PD needs to be disbanded in that area. So just so y'all know, I'm not always griping about Indiana. It happens everywhere. And where it happened, I mean, I was out in that area back at Christmas. They have a big event, so I had to travel a little bit. But I was right out there in Coleman for this big, huge Christmas thing, and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, they're all just as corrupt as Indiana out there too. So y'all, let's see. You know what? Fort Pitts, you're talking about. I don't even know if I can say that. You're talking about Indiana Packers, and I guess we can say that, and ice. I think that's true of a lot of places, a lot of plants. I certainly think it's true here in Alabama for sure. We already know that. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen when we don't have all these workers. I mean,
Well, we're going to have a robot revolution. We got a battery technology that's coming that's going to be pretty groundbreaking, I bet.
Let me ask you this, because I did a lot of shows with Humanetics and Brain Bungler, and I actually need to have him back with me. Does AI scare you?
No.
Really?
Generative. Okay, so humans don't understand consciousness. We don't even know if consciousness originates in the brain, if it's local or non-local. How are we going to mistake our way into consciousness? Now, are we going to come up with something that can look and act human and fool us? Oh yeah, the Turing test is nothing. Nothing. So yeah, you'll have something that can interact with you and you won't be able to tell the difference, but it's going to be a wrench. It's not going to be like, so consciousness and computation, there's no consciousness is not a computation issue.
Okay. See, because, those people who listen to a lot of my conversations with Brain Bungler, and this has been like, 6 months ago, maybe less. He was all at the point of, oh no, AI is great. It's not scary. You're crazy. To now, as he has done really, really big deep dives, and I can't even keep up with his brain most of the time. But now he's constantly coming to me saying, "Hey, did you know this AI is scary?" I'm like,
Okay,
"Yeah,
so there's a someone's sentience, and I'm using sentience and consciousness interchangeably. So
I just I don't know.
it's a matter
I
of
don't know.
understanding. Understanding is why we can crush computer chess. It's
Mhm.
the ability to understand that's yeah. Some people say if it feels like something to be something, that's consciousness. This is my favorite subject, so we don't want to go into it.
Oh my
I will
gosh.
keep you here all day. I have no more of a favorite subject than consciousness. So
Okay, you know what I need to do? I need to get you and Bungler on the same live, and y'all. I'm probably just gonna sit there.
we will bore everyone to death.
Well, you know what? Some people are really, and it is. It's very. Oh my gosh! It's very. It goes deep. It goes deep. But it's crazy to me because there were a lot of things that Brain Bungler said, and I didn't agree. I do think that AI is a problem. I love AI and a lot of do I use it? Absolutely, absolutely use it for a lot of things, especially when it comes to um research and my channel and doing this and doing that. Love
Mm-hmm.
some chat GPT and some perplexity and all that kind of stuff. But do I think that there's an inherent danger? Yeah, and I do because a lot of the whistleblowers have seen the
I
depth
think the
that it can
danger
go.
comes in for me. Like what is scary are things like drone swarms, or, and I mean like very tall. I mean very small, very tall, very small. Drone swarms. Do I think that it's going to impact economies and globe and all of that? Yeah, absolutely. But do I think that it's going to one day figure out that it is a new life form and decide to kill all humans? Not for that reason. But, what do I know? I'm just some dude on the internet.
Okay. Um, no, I was listening. I wanted to let you know, court of public opinion, I did get your email, and uh I will
So
send it to Lowlight. Okay.
it says here that the
Um,
confirmation email, the confirmation was going to happen at 1:45 for Cash Patel.
man. And what's the alternative if they don't confirm him? Then I mean, what's the alternative? Who's next on the list?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know either. Um,
It's like it's going to happen.
oh, I believe it's going to happen too because they didn't want RFK in there, and I understand that. I mean, no, I wanted RFK in there. But I understood why they opposed him, and I was actually terrified that he would not get confirmed. He was, I think, man, he's going to blow. I don't think people understand what RFK is going to really expose. I think you're going to be shocked. I mean, I'm not going to be shocked, but I think a lot of people will be. Um, and my next one, the two, I wanted all of his picks, but the two I really wanted the most were Cash Patel and RFK. And so I don't know, we'll do a victory dance or something at
Well,
145.
outside of Rumble, I hear that sentiment a lot. On Rumble, they are for every single person. I mean, Trump sneezes and they're down for it. My main concern has been Cash Patel. My hope is that Cash Patel gets in because of the things he's saying. And a lot of these Trump nominees, they hit the ground running with exactly what Trump has said he's going to do. Cash
Yeah.
Patel said transparency and let cops be cops. And in Indiana, we have thugs and we have obfuscation. And that I think that cops should be able to lie to crooks. I do. And I think that we should have an FBI that infiltrates but I don't think that we should be encouraging and stoking violence.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
think that you should be creating groups like the Wolverine Watchmen so that you can say that somebody tried to kidnap Whitmer.
Yeah.
I don't think that you should let child murderers go off so that you can have your violence in Charlottesville. So it's those kinds of police activities that I want to see reined in, and hopefully Kash Patel will do that. All the other political stuff, in my lifetime, I just, like there's all this all this pressure to have your voice be heard. But the more my voice is heard, the more frustrated I am because nobody else wants to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
So like if I just try to ignore it and go about my life, I'm a lot happier.
I don't know. There's so much when it comes to problems in the government and things. I think what I'm for anybody who's going to tell the truth. I want to know the truth, even if it hurts. Even if it makes me mad, even if it breaks my heart. I want to know the truth because you cannot go anywhere until you get to the very basic. What is truth and what is a lie? And I think a lot of people are going to need therapy. I will say this though, and I said I was going to close before, but I watched this video. It was really insane. I don't think I reposted it, but it was an interview with this movie director or this woman who had worked in the movie industry for a long time. I don't know, she was a writer, I don't know, something. Can't remember. But she was talking about everything going on now and how it is written like a script. Okay? And it goes into how it goes into Q and the QAnon and the whole thing, but it also talks about how you have act 1, and this is the way you would write a movie. In act 1 this happens, in act 2 this happens, and then she said now we're in act 3 with the return of Trump. And she was saying, I think what you're going to see, if it goes by movie script rules, that things are going to start happening so fast, so many revelations, so many bombshells, so many actions, that, I mean, we've already seen a whole lot. Like, I don't even hear about the drones and the fog that much anymore because it's all drowned out with everything else. And she said, expect it to escalate and huge bombshells to drop. And I'm like, wow, 2025 has been at a insane pace already. So I don't know. I thought it was very interesting, her whole take on it.
It's concerning. It's a lot of change is happening. I would have expected what's happened now to take a year or two.
Yeah, me too.
So
exactly.
My concern is are we going on a war footing? And, just have some food saved up. Who knows? Hopefully we're not. Hopefully we have an era of peace.
Yeah. The thing of it is what we consider bombshell, and this is just my thinking, all right? If you're going to have to relay a lot of knowledge to people that is going to be shocking and disturbing and heartbreaking, whatever, and make you, the first thing that you want to do, okay, if I'm just playing amateur psychologist, but I would say the first thing that you do is make people angry. All right. You've got to get them cohesive on your side. Get them angry, get them together. Okay. So now we're starting with government misspending, which I'm going to cover a lot more of. Sorry, I meant to get to it today, but because as taxpayers, it makes us angry because we know how much money we don't bring home. And then we find out we're supporting this and that and what the heck? You're using my tax dollars for this. So now you've got a group of people who are watching the news and X and everywhere else, and we're seeing this. So you start with anger. It is a quick, cohesive bond. So is tragedy, but it's but people are so broken. Like, you need to get them on the same page quickly. So we're all just mad as heck about this. And then you can start dropping the other bombshells, the worse and worse and worse. And I think it does have to be a little slower, although this is not slow in the beginning. And then I think I wouldn't be surprised at rapid fire, devastation after devastation, because you've already got the base of anger to carry people. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Well, I don't want to go, veer too off course into political stuff at all. I have,
All right, but I'm just saying anger is I think it can be a bonding agent.
Sure. Well, I mean, I think that we as a community, like I look at all of us in Delphi as a Delphi community. And if you've been pushing for a fair trial, we've been swatted, we've been threatened, we've been, traumatized for however long. And we're used to all this craziness. And let's show the rest of the world this crazy. Because this glows so bad that anybody looking at it is going to want to fix it. And that's my hope.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go over to my Twitter and you can retweet that thing to Andrea Burkhart and tell her to go over on a guy who streams to thousands of people and the members of the administration. Kash Patel will be interviewed by this guy sometime in the next month.
Yeah.
And the agreement that we have is that, like, all the information, all the interviews that I've been doing, that go straight to him, that he's going to put this bug in Kash's ear if it's not already there. Like, in my worst nightmares, he's not paying attention. The reality is they know. In fact, Precocent was looking something up, and if Sleuthy is here, I think we were looking for something in some of the documentation, and she is an expert in that. So if Precocent and Sleuthy could talk, there's something interesting that Sleuthy might even find interesting.
Sorry, she's just throwing a fit over here.
Yeah, kitties.
They're asking, have you watched Crime Night?
I've seen him over there, and I'm happy that there's someone talking Delphi on Rumble. I've caught him a couple times, give him a like and that sort of thing. Hopefully.
Crime Night used to you may already know this. He used to have his original channel on YouTube was called A Shattered Mirror. It got shut down. He came back with Crime Night. Absolutely love Joe Louis, but he got shut down from here as well, and then went on to Rumble. So I've seen a couple of Delphi things that he's done videos on, but he's doing a lot of other stuff, and you know what? He has so much information. And he was, he was harsh. He was harsh. I have to say this. I know some people did not like him. He was extremely brutal at times. I love Joe Louis, but he's doing some other stuff now. And look, I do not fault him. He's probably exhausted from that. Yeah, Shay Watson, you sure did. You sent me a picture. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see if Delphi keeps happening in rapid fire. Yes, please do go repost that. Let's hope for the best. Let's hope Kash gets confirmed today. I know we've been on here a long time, so I'm gonna wrap it up. But yeah. Thanks for being here, Lowlight. And unless something happens, I will be on here tomorrow, probably talking politics.
Okay.
And so let's see. Yeah, then I'll be off for a few days. I'm still going to be uploading videos to Rumble, so y'all interested in the darkness and things that are going on. It's not Delphi. I don't even know if I'll cover Delphi. I might cover Delphi there. But pretty much that's going to be my other outlet for being y'all know when I get really really angry. Thank you so much, Low Light, for being here. And
Oh yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
oh, no problem. All right, I will see y'all later. Thank you again. Be safe out there, especially in Indiana. Whatever you do, stay silky. Bye bye.